This is a story about beauty, about olden days, about a culture that is disappearing, about the meaning of being a human being. One old woman, she said, "You don't want to take pictures of me because I'm old and I'm ugly." And I said, "But you know, it's nice to be old. I love your old hands. I love the wrinkles." Of course, I love their wrinkles more than mine. I'm Anne-Helene Gjelstad, a Norwegian photographer from just outside of Oslo.
Trenger aldri å smile til fotografen, det blir sånne fake smil.
I'm a portrait photographer. I love to capture soulful portraits, portraits that mean something to the people that see them and also to the people that are portrayed. They often talk about themselves like a matriarchy. And the reason for that is that the women have been doing everything on dry land. They have been bringing up the children, making the clothes. They have been running the farm. The men have been at sea. They have been working abroad. They have been doing the fishing and the seal hunting for ages. If the tractor was ruined, the men wasn't there, so the women had to learn themselves to repair the tractor. They had to feed animals, keeping horses to work on the field if they didn't have the tractor, to keep cows for the milk, chickens, sheep to make wool so that they could get clothes in the wintertime. One of the big differences is that women are grouping together and men are grouping together, like in a party. Women dance with each other. Women do things that women do together, like meeting together to do the knitting and teaching the young girls in handicrafts and such. It's not just one sex, because the men are there, they are just not participating in the everyday life. They are there, of course. One old lady had died, and I was asked to photograph her funeral. It was in her kitchen, the ceremony with the women. And it was really emotional and very strong for me to be part of this closed society's goodbye to this old woman that was lying there in the coffin in her kitchen 3 hours after she passed away. And that made a huge change for me. I knew I had to document these old women's lives, the culture that soon would be history. And I think they experienced that I saw behind somehow. I saw a little deeper about their life struggle and everything. Kihnu cultural space is on UNESCO's World Heritage list because of their traditions in handicrafts and in old singing, in wedding rituals. Kihnu is one of Estonia's most loved folk singers. Everybody in Estonia knows Kihnu and everybody loves her. So when I photographed her and her son Edi, and I gave her the picture, she told me that this was the first picture of herself and her son taken ever. And that was really meaning so much to me, to see how important it is to take those pictures, to take those family pictures. That you can be such a famous person and you have never been photographed together with your son. It tells me how important our job as photographers really are and how much our images mean to certain people. I felt the need to document this culture and their old ladies and their stories. And it gave me a great insight into the Soviet Union, to different lives, and how it has been to manage with the little they have. And still, it was my inner belief that I had to capture this, put it in a book, write the stories, get the women to tell some of their stories about their lives, about their happiness and their hard days, about the food they were eating when they were young, about their animals, husbands, about the culture, how it was to live in such a special place. This is a story about the past that is important for the future. We need to know where we came from. This is a story about dignity, how people have managed to survive with very little. It's a story about war, it's a story about peace, it's a story about children growing up, about women taking care of everything. It's a story I had to tell to keep it for the future.